Welcome! My name's Kathy A, and today I'm going to do something that's taken me a few months to put together actually. This is the story, the history, and then a demonstration with all the products of Makeup Geek. Now Makeup Geek is a line that was started back, 2011, and she started off by making a few lipsticks and eyeshadows, and then it kind of grew from there. I have heard rumors that she's actually thinking of coming out with some foundations, and that's quite exciting. I know that she's just recently come out with a line of highlighters, individual highlighters, and unfortunately by the time I did this they had not yet been released, so I'm really quite excited to try some of those. But anyway, first, as in all of my docu-torials as I call them, I'd like to give you a little bit of history about Marlena and Makeup Geek, and then when we come back I'm going to do a full face makeover from start to finish using pretty much mostly Makeup Geek products. She doesn't have products in every category of makeup, so I had to kind of fudge it a little bit. And there are a few things that are a little different now. When I first ordered her eyeliners, I could only get them as a set, and this is how they came as a set. I'm really glad I got them as a set. There's a couple in here I don't like though. So this one and then the vampire one. These two were not good choices for me. But you know, all in all, it was kind of a better deal to get the set like that rather than individuals. I did want to comment on the packaging. When you get something from Makeup Geek, you usually get a packing thank you note. You get everything's packed in beautiful boxes. The branding's gorgeous, and you get these stickers on the outside of the box, which I actually used on one of my Sephora Z palettes. Makeup Geek stuff comes in the pan. She is now putting some of her things into compacts, and I think if you want to, I would say it's well worth paying the extra money to get the compact, because it really is. There's a mirror there, and it's just a nicer presentation than having to do this. You know, I don't like doing this with Z palettes, and I've got a couple of them here. I mean, it's not like let me show you this one. So these are my Makeup Geek shadows, and I've got some of the new metallic ones and the metallic foiled ones, which when you swatch them, they're gorgeous enough on their own, but when you add a little bit of, let me just put this on the brush. This is a Makeup Geek brush. Just put a little bit of eye drops on the brush and then put it in there. Oh my gosh. Then they become, you can make them like a liner. They're just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let me just put a little right here so you can see that. This is a beautiful color. This is one of the newer foiled shades. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. All of the shades and the links will be below for these particular items. I think that the line is such a high quality line. There was controversy over the shimmer pigments, and I got one of them, and I had thought they gave shakers out with them. Unfortunately, I did not get a shaker, so this stuff, when you open it up, goes all over the place, but they are so gorgeous on. I do have this one on right now, and I love the packaging. Is just so classy, and what a nice little gift for a stocking stuffer or whatever. And the shadows, the foil shadows come in these kinds of packages, and the regular shadows come in these kind. I do very much like this blush, which is called Spellbound, and I think this is her most popular color. Beautiful, beautiful color, and it's just a very pretty kind of a neutral pink color. It goes on nicely, and I just love it. I think it's a beautiful color, and I'm so glad I got the compact. I like that so much better than doing the Z palette thing. And I mean, I do have her Z palette, which is very nice, and that holds comfortably 9 shades of her regular shadows. Got a nice big mirror there, and it's just beautiful, and they're magnetized, of course. This is Barcelona Beach, which I used as my crease color. This is a beautiful one that I have in the corners. It's a dark brown with micro glitter. Bada bing, bada bing. Beautiful, beautiful color. And then I got kind of a nice Cabernet looking color, which is called Cherry Cola. And then this one is Americano. And then I use this as the transition shade. This is called... Now these other shades, I did get, I think the bronzing shade that I got, the contour shade that I got, is a little dark for me. This is Infidelity, and it's just a little bit dark, and when you go too dark with a contour on your face, it can tend to look a little muddy. And I think the lighter shade of the contour is probably going to be my best bet. But again, I'm going online. Again, I can't swatchy. And this is a very light, fair blush called Bliss. And it's actually meant to be a blush, but it was just a little bit too light, and so I got the other one. Now see the difference? You get the pan here, but I think it's $5 more, and you get the compact, and it's so worth getting the compact. It really is. So anyway, so let's go on and let me show you the history of Marlena and Makeup Geek, and I'll be back with you shortly.
The Makeup Geek story begins with this lady, Marlena Stell. Born in Fairfield, California in December of 1979 to a very proud mom and a dad who instilled in her a love of music from a very young age. Marlena was a very girly girl, and she loved playing with her Make Me Pretty Barbie. She loved putting the makeup on it and fixing the hair, and she was very close with her very loving father. When she turned about 7, she started to gain weight, and the children in her class were bullies, and they taunted her and teased her and called her things like Bubble Butt and Miss Piggy. She was so unhappy. She retreated into her family life, which was very supportive, and she delved into her music, and she became so good at her music, piano especially. She wound up being a music teacher. At the age of 17, she opened up her own music studio and taught local children. After high school, she went to Pensacola, Florida, and majored in music in a university there, where she met her future husband, Nick. Now, he was a computer geek, and she thought he was very techno-geekish and made a big joke about it, and it was he who first called her the Makeup Geek. She had a blog all about makeup, and she loved wearing makeup and changing her hair around and fashion and everything else, and so she decided to start a little website where they could sell makeup of other companies like Eve Pearl and red cherry lashes, and she also made little how-to vlogs on how to look like certain celebrities or special effects makeup for Halloween. In 2008, Marlena and Nick married and moved back to his hometown in Michigan. There she taught high school, and he introduced her to a newfangled thing on the internet called YouTube. They decided to film YouTube videos, and since she loved to do makeup, she decided to do little tutorials on how to do makeup. This became more fun than her high school job, and she wound up quitting to do these.
These are by Ardell, and they're number 116. They look like this. They're kind of wispy ones. I'm not going to show you guys how to put them on because I'm not really good at it. But I'll put those on, and then I'm going to curl the lashes once they dry, put on some mascara, and then I'll be back to show you what I put on the rest of my face. So what I did after I applied my eyeliner, I went ahead and put on some false eyelashes. Then I curled them with the I'm not really sure how to say it, but I curled the lashes, and then I put on some L'Oreal Voluminous Black mascara to kind of weld the lashes together. And then
she also added in how to do different tasks such as washing your brushes or depotting shadows from pans.
No, I'm not showing you how to do dishes, clean your sink, or wash your hair today, but I am going to show you how to clean your makeup brushes. As you can see from my products here, I have a few things: some baby shampoo, some brush cleaner, and then I have some EVOO, and I'll show you a trick for that later. I am going to use Encore's technique. I'm not in any way going to claim this as my own ideas. I got this from him, but I've had a lot of you asking on how I do or how I clean my makeup brushes, so I'm going to show you how to do that today.
Marlena was dabbling in doing makeup on other people as well, and she thought she'd share some of her tricks and secrets.
Now I'm going to give you 3 main steps on getting started as an artist. I call them my 3 keys to makeup artistry. They are practice, portfolio, and publicize. Now your number 1 task in becoming a makeup artist is to practice, practice, practice. I cannot stress this enough. I'm not going to tell you to go out and spend thousands of dollars to get a degree or go to all these seminars and workshops and spend all this big time money on products, because none of that's going to be effective unless you're practicing your skills.
Marlena also started to do product comparisons with the different brands in drugstore and high-end.
MAC versus Revlon. I'm going to compare these 2 foundations today to show you some options you have in liquid foundations. MAC's Studio Fix Fluid is really good coverage. It applies well, it blends easily, but some people break out with it a lot because of certain ingredients. I've just had a lot of my clients that don't do well with this, so I don't really bank on it being my main foundation. I use it for myself just because of the coverage, but if you look at my skin, see how fair it is? This is the lightest color that MAC has, and it still doesn't match my skin quite well, and it's a little too yellow, so I've been really disappointed in the color. But as far as the coverage, it works well. The MAC one is 1 fluid ounce, and look at the size compared to the Revlon one. They're the exact same size.
Hundreds of videos in her background, she gained popularity and she started to tour around at different makeup conventions. She actually had gained a little bit of weight, and when she went to one of the conventions and met some of her fans or viewers, one of them commented in a blog at how she was so fat and didn't look anything like she did in her videos. This inspired her to lose weight and do it in a safe and healthy manner, and lost over 90 pounds doing so. And she of course shared her techniques with us. An amazing lady. Marlena not only did makeup videos, but she shared different parts of her life, between her eating habits, her fashion, sales, all kinds of techniques, and lifestyle advice. She was a great inspiration for lots of women, including myself. I was watching her long before I started my own channel. Now Marlena was becoming quite a celebrity, and YouTube was starting to get busy with lots of other very innovative young people also doing makeup videos. But back in 2008 and 2009, when she first started out, she was a big celebrity star on YouTube and one of the earliest of the beauty gurus. Nick and Marlena decided to divorce in 2009, and it was finalized by 2010. And she actually announced it in one of her YouTube videos. Nick actually remains on her team in Michigan and continues to work for Makeup Geek.
So that was pretty much October, and then it was just crazy because I got sick a week. My dad was hospitalized because he had kidney failure and a bunch of other stuff. So it was just insane. So I'm finally back in Michigan for now, trying to get things settled. I did move actually back in June. So, but I still feel like I'm unpacking boxes and getting things worked through. But basically I moved because I'm going through a divorce. I know some of you guys kind of guessed it, and that's why I was like, I guess I should say something because I don't want like other rumors to come up, because I know some of you guys were like, is she pregnant, or you know, did she take a job somewhere, is she in California or whatnot. So, but yeah, it's because I'm going through a divorce, and everything will be finalized by the first of the year. So.
Tired of talking about and selling other brands of makeup, Marlena decided to launch her own line of makeup. She went from lab to lab and found the best formulations and proudly released Makeup Geek Makeup. Using her parents' basement and family members to help her pack and ship, she started a small startup makeup business.
Hello, Makeup Geeks! I have a huge announcement for you guys. I've been waiting a year to announce this. There's been so much going on with Makeup Geek this year. I haven't been able to say anything because nothing was completely finalized yet. But the first big thing coming up for this year is the Makeup Geek line of makeup. I'm really excited. We have the eyeshadows and blushes ready to go. The lipsticks and lip glosses are almost ready. They'll launch a little bit later, but for sure the eyeshadows and blushes are ready to go. So I wanted to show you the eyeshadows today, just a sneak peek of them, and then you guys get to name some of the colors. I set aside some for you because if it wasn't for all the viewers and those of you buying stuff in the Makeup Geek store, we wouldn't be a business. So I want you guys to have a part of this line. So that's why I set some aside. But let me show you some of the eyeshadows just because I'm so excited about them. I just wanted to share. But I have two palettes, and ignore the cheap case they're in right now. I just put them in there because when I took them home from the lab, I needed something to put little stickers on as I was naming them. So let me show you a few. My favorite one, the first one that we came up with, was this raspberry color. And it's a gorgeous kind of pinky red color, but it has specks of gold in it. It's so pretty. I had fun with that one.
Always sharing her life with her viewers, she actually did make a video encouraging others to start businesses. She opened up a small office in California, and she began Makeup Geek with these eyeshadows, absolutely beautiful, and also the blushes, which were extremely popular on YouTube and sold really well for not being in a store. She also had a line of lipstick shades, which I don't believe she still has for sale, and then later on she did add contours and brushes to her line. She became quite famous and continued to make YouTube videos, became the queen of YouTube, and her shadows and her products were touted by other famous YouTube beauty gurus as being high quality. And a new man entered her life. This is Cocoa Bear, and she actually named an eyeshadow after Cocoa Bear. This is actually his skin color. Marlena continues to do extraordinary videos for YouTube as she is still doing her business, and she is still helping all of us with great advice, techniques, and tips for lifestyle, for makeup. And she had, at this point, been engaged to Cocoa Bear. She introduced a whole new line of eyeshadows over the past couple of years, including the new colorful foiled colors, which are absolutely stunning. She also released eyeliners, first as just a set, and then she sells them individually as well. Now, there was some controversy last year with, she rushed to get these out in time so they could be available for the holiday. They're called the sparklers, and they're actually shiny pigments, and they came in tiny little jars. Gurus were just dissing it right and left because when you opened the jar, it went all over the place. There weren't any sifters in it. Marlena felt so bad about this. She refunded $1 of everybody's cost, and she made a special video about it, apologizing, and she said that a sifter would be sent for free to all who ordered it, and that the future ones would have sifters in them. This past year, she released a trio of special highlighters in collaboration with another YouTube beauty guru, Kathleen Lights. And this is a beautiful trio of very unusual shades of highlighter. She also collaborated with Manny Moa who is a very talented makeup artist, and she created a specialized palette, one of the few palettes she actually combined. I think she has a bridal palette as well. Now, Manny had some controversy recently with a Gerard Cosmetics owner. She had said something insulting about a YouTuber, about a YouTuber's appearance, and he laughed at it. He did apologize for it later on, but people won't forgive him. But Marlena did. She sees the good in everyone and the artistry in everyone. Now, contours were released this past year, and she is working on her own highlighters, which are extraordinary. She has done an intro video. Marlena always makes sure to depict her shadows on different skin colors as well, so that people can see what the colors will look like on their own skin tones. She is just so ahead of her time and so cool. This is Lady, her newest little addition, and she loves Lady, takes her with her everywhere. Beautiful little dog. Unfortunately, she lost her beloved dad, and it was devastating for her, and she did share that with her audience. On the good side, Coco Bear and she planned their wedding, and they shared the day with us in a beautiful video highlighting some of the events of the day. And she was an absolutely stunning bride, as you would imagine she would be. She also did a makeup tutorial on her bridal makeup. She continues to appear not only at conventions but on television shows, and she serves on panels for discussion and advice. And of course, she's still doing her blogs, and she's still doing those amazing videos. Her branding has become very sophisticated and classy and beautiful, just as she is. And I wish Marlena and Makeup Geek all the best. It's a stunning brand, and I'm so glad I have a lot of the items to use in my collection. Yay, it's demo time! Woohoo! Hello! Boy, I am a before picture there. Okay, we're going to start this off with some makeup that they don't have at Makeup Geek yet, but I hope they will soon. This is a BB cream from LA Girl. I just did a LA Girl haul. I'll be having a video pretty soon. And it's a little shiny for a BB cream, but I always powder down, so I don't care. Now this is the RCMA powder. And I'm just putting a little on to a puff. And I'm just going to go over the really center of my face and just spread it out lightly. Almost doing a baking there on my eyes. Eek. And I always get breakthrough on my chin, so I am kind of powdering up a little bit. I'm just patting it in. I'm not swishing it. This is speeded up, so I look like I'm going faster than I actually do. Okay, this is one of the items she sells in her Makeup Geek store, and it's by another artist. That's Eve Pearl, and that's the Salmon Duo concealer. And I'm using the light shade under my eyes. And I'm actually not all that impressed with it. I have other concealers that I like more. I'm using a slightly darker shade around my nose and around my lips and on my chin area where I have a lot of redness. And around my lips to fill in those little lines, which I hate. I've already been primed, face primed before this, and my eyes are primed as well. I'm going to put a little bit more powder under my eyes because I just put concealer there. And I'm powdering a little bit more. I'm going into a contour now. And this is called Infidelity. It's a slightly darker, more muddy looking contour than I usually wear. It's almost a little muddy on me. I think a slightly lighter color would be better, but it was really hard to tell online. I'm just doing around the jawline there to take out some of the double chin from the cookies and ice cream I had this summer, and just going along the edge of the forehead. And next is a blush, and I actually sprung and got the compact. It's the Makeup Geek Spellbound blush. It's a beautiful neutral pink. And I'm just buffing that in a little bit. I like to stay at least 2 to 3 fingers away from my nose area with blushes, so I don't have too much of a slap on the side of the face look. Going down the décolleté a little bit there. Love that compact. It's just so classy. Now this is Shimma Shimma, which is actually an eyeshadow, but it's got a beautiful glow to it, so I use it as a highlighter as well. I can't wait to try out one of her new highlighters that she's releasing this month. This is a light blush called Bliss, and I'm just putting it on the top there, just underneath the highlighter, just to add a little, I don't know, oomph. I had bought Bliss and it was just a little bit too light, but I think it's a pretty color. Okay, moving into the eyeshadows, and this is my little neutral palette. I think I'm going to start with a base lid shade. Is called Vanilla Bean. Oh, I'm showing off my whole collection. And these are Makeup Geek brushes. First I'm using the eyeshadow brush. And it's flat on one side and it's rounded on the other, so you can really do a very pretty shadow and lid look with it, and you can also line with it. I'm using a little bit of White Lies, which is that white color, on the very inner corners. Now I'm switching over to the crease brush, and this is the pointed crease brush from Makeup Geek. Very, very nice, and I've washed mine several times. It's keeping its shape pretty nicely. This crease color I'm using is called Barcelona Beach. Very, very pretty. And I'm just kind of fanning it out and smoothing it out and shearing it out. Now I'm going into this kind of pinkish red color called Tuscan Sun. It's a great name. And I'm also going into Cherry Cola a little bit on the inner middle of the lid. And this is a beautiful green I'm going underneath my eyes with. This is Venom. It's one of the foiled shadows. And I'm also going to be using Houdini, which is a beautiful dark bluish green foiled. And I'm just blending a little bit more because got a little heavy-handed there with the shadow. Don't want a hot mess. Now I'm going into one of the controversial sparklers. This one is called Light Year, and it's a stunning kind of a whitish sparkly color, a little bit of light gold in there. I love it. I think it's beautiful. It does need to have a sifter in the top of the jar though, because it is quite messy to use. Now this is a set of eyeliners that I bought back when I bought these about 6 months ago. They had just come out and they only came out as a set. You could not buy them individually. This one is called Nude that I'm using on my inner lid line there. And I do wipe it off before I do the other eye. And I'm going into the taupe color, which is called Spice. Now I think what I'll do is I'll just demo each of them on my arm so you can see them. I'll draw them on as liners and then I'll smudge them like shadows. Now this is Nude, first thing. You can't see it too well because my skin's so white, and I'm just smudging it out because it makes a beautiful shadow as well. The next color is called Mint. It's a pretty pale green. This is called Ocean, which is a kind of a darker turquoise with a little bit of shimmer to it. This is a beautiful royal blue. It's called Cobalt. This one is called Royal, which is kind of a purpley shade. And this is the vampire shade I'm not that fond of, and it's called Plumeria. I drew little vampire teeth with it because I just looked like a heroin addict or a vampire when I had it on under my eyes. This beautiful light purple is called Orchid. And then we have Espresso, beautiful dark brown. And Obsidian is the black. Absolutely beautiful. Now these liners will stay put all day long. These are pretty much your waterproof colors. Oh yes, I had Spice in there, which was the taupey color, and then I had the Espresso and then the Obsidian. So I'm very pleased with this set, and I think it wound up being around $56, something like that. Well worth it for sure. Now I'm doing my brows with the NYX Micro Brow in blonde, or taupe I think it is. And I don't do really huge brows. I like more kind of ladylike brows, kind of old school. And I'm just using the other end to brush them up. And then I'm adding Essence Make Me Brow, which is a brow mascara which will paint over any of the gray or white hairs that are in my brows, so it gives me a little more body. Now I'm curling my lashes. And this is LA Girls mascara called Mega Mascara. It's very inexpensive and I thought I'd give it a try. I will be doing false lashes, so I'm not that picky about what I'm using for mascara. It makes a very pretty lash. It's not the biggest honkin' lashes I've ever had. This one is supposed to give you some volume and length. And I think after 3 or 4 coats I probably would get that. Now I'm using Cabaret, which is a lip liner from LA Girl. It's kind of a dark magenta color. And I'm filling it in with Kiko. This is a beautiful lip color. It's number 5. And it is a stick gloss. putting a little NARS Chelsea Girls over the top. Now for lashes, I'm using something that Makeup Geek sells on their website. These are from Red Cherry. These are number 43. These are human hair black lashes. I don't even want to think about that. Now these are good for 1 to 2 wears. I find that the band is so thin on them. It works really well for application purposes, but actually once you remove them, it's very difficult for them to retain a shape, so I've had difficulty trying to use them more than twice. Now I'm actually painting the Kiss lash glue right on my lid, and then I'm going to place the lash on top of it that way. I know it seems arse backwards, but that's the way that works best for me. And I mean, I'm literally just patting them in and they are on. I don't have to wait the 30 seconds or anything. So it's a beautiful lash, it really is, the number 43. And the lashes are very inexpensive. But again, the band I wasn't all that impressed with. I'm putting the other one on, just pressing it on. Difficulty with doing it in this way is that you do have a lot of excess glue on your lid and you have to remove that at the end of the evening. Okay, so now I'm going to go over it with the Obsidian pencil just to fill in around the band to blend it into my shadow a little better and make it look a little more natural. And I'm doing the other eye. Then I'm gonna fix my hair up and we are done.
And this is the finished look. I am really excited about this line, and it's taken me a while to get on board of the Makeup Geek train possibly because it's online and I can't I like to see things, touchy-feely them, swatch them in a store, and I think that that's been kind of the only hindrance here. Also, Makeup Geek does not accept any returns unless, of course, something has arrived damaged. And that happened to me, and they not only replaced what I got, they let me keep the broken one as well, and I repaired it with some alcohol. But this is how the box came to me with the replacement. I mean, it's a class act, you know, it's a class act. And I'm not sponsored by them. In fact, I have asked them a couple of times if they would send me products to review so that I could, you know, show my audience what Makeup Geek is all about. And they have refused. So, you know, I'm not on their A list, I guess. But that does not stop me from really admiring this line and admiring Marlena. I am just such a fan, and I just cannot bring home the fact anymore how much I really love and respect her. I think she's just an amazing person. She is probably my favorite YouTuber of all time because of the education she gives, because of how much she loves what she does and puts her heart and soul into it, and her personality and her forgiveness of people when they have erred. Is that a good word to put the Jeffree Star thing? And Manny, you know, anyway, I just have to say that I hope you've enjoyed today's special on Makeup Geek and Marlena, and I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.